Hey mamas, welcome back to the Birthing Bestie blog, where we talk about topics pertaining to pregnancy, birth, partnerships, motherhood, and just real life. Here on the blog, we don't shy away from talking about the hardships of motherhood. Instead, we encourage you, validate you, and welcome you with open arms. So I know what you're thinking. Shouldn't my lovely partner, Matt, be here for another partner perspective? And while you're right, had to boot him off the blog this week, and I'll tell you why. Timing was just too perfect because somehow we're at the end of September and October kicks off a little bit of a revamp and relaunch for the Empowered Pregnancy membership, which is my childbirth education support and class and community that I offer to anyone near and far, and really tailored to families who are planning to deliver their baby in the hospital setting. So if you know me well, or if you follow me on social media, you know that I have talked about this membership quite a bit. It is currently the second baby I have birthed of this hard work and growth and just really pride that I have in this membership. And I talk about it because I'm very proud of it, but also because I know how beneficial and supportive this information is for families like you. So I wanted to talk a little bit about why I created this membership and what you can expect with the membership. So I have been a doula for almost 7 years now, which seems crazy in itself. And over those 7 years, I have supported all kinds of births. I've supported medicated births, unmedicated births, births at birthing centers and at home. And primarily, honestly, I'm in the hospital setting. So 7 years of supporting families in the hospital setting, I've learned a thing or two about what you can expect and how to prepare families for delivering at the hospital. So that is the motivation and why I decided to create this membership. It is very different than a lot of other childbirth education where we are absolutely going to talk about holistic aspects of pregnancy and the birthing process and then postpartum recovery. But it's different in the fact that it is really set up and designed to walk you through your entire pregnancy, literally from peeing on a stick to being home with your baby. And that's kind of the tagline of the membership and everything in between. And so with that, we really dive into tons of different aspects, but ultimately what a hospital birth looks like and how you can prepare and how you can decide what you want your hospital birth to look like. Sometimes I feel like that's a common misconception, is that because you're having a baby in the hospital, you kind of just show up at the hospital and the doctors and nurses and care team just show you the ropes and you go through the system and have your baby. And while that absolutely is one way to go about having a birth experience, I think we're really seeing a new wave of women and families who want to be a little more involved in their birth. So especially if it's your first time going through pregnancy and really just this scenario of having your baby in a hospital setting, you don't know what you don't know. And I say that to clients all the time. So this membership is really designed to show you and tell you what it looks like when you hop on that kind of conveyor belt of maternity care, where it's one size fits all. You show up at the hospital, you're along for the ride. And then with this membership, we stop at certain benchmarks and we say, here's some things to consider here. We really go through what it looks like to have your baby at the hospital. And, if you just kind of hop on that conveyor belt of maternity care, the one size fits all package, here is how it's going to look. And here is standard care and standard policy in hospitals. And we also go through stops along the way of things to reflect on, good questions to ask your care provider, things to help you think and understand how you want to feel and be cared for at your own birth throughout your own prenatal care and your postpartum period. So while we do absolutely talk through that conveyor belt of maternity care and the standard of care that you're going to receive in the hospital, we really stop along the way, ask some questions, do a lot of educating. Here are your options. What does it mean to decline this test? Why would you maybe want to opt in? And of course, the space, the education, and the time and freedom for you to make the decision that is best for you and your family. And to me as a doula, to me as a childbirth educator, to me as a person, that's what's most important, is that however your birth unfolds, is that you feel that you have had the education, the support, and really the time to make decisions that are right for you, your family, and your specific scenario. So that's really my motivation behind creating this membership. And so now I want to tell you a little bit about what to expect in the membership and what you can expect starting in October, where we are completely up-leveling it. I'm so excited. So first and foremost, the membership is built on 3 main pillars. So pillar number 1 is the dashboard. Pillar number 2 is the Empowered Pregnancy Guide. And pillar number 3 is the Facebook community. So pillar number 1, the dashboard. So this is really, again, going to be talking about from peeing on a stick to holding your baby. We go through absolutely just about everything as a birth professional of 7 years and a mom of 2 years can think of that is important for you to know. We go through it all. So in the dashboard, these are recorded teachings, so you can listen to them on the go, whether you are a podcast girly where you like to pop in your headphones and go on walks. You can listen to it then. If you're in the car, if you are just cleaning the house or nesting maybe, just have it on in the background, and that way you are absorbing this information, you're hearing it, you can share it with your partner, they can listen. So the dashboard is a really powerful place to essentially take childbirth education with you on the go, wherever and whenever. So pillar number 2, my Empowered Pregnancy Guide. I mean, you guys, this is something I never expected to have or do, but something that I am most proud of in my business thus far, and that is a full-on book. I never expected to set out to write a book, and when I was building this membership, it really just blossomed and transformed into having this as basically your right-hand man for this membership. What we talk about in the dashboard essentially is page by page of the guide. It is just deeper teachings, further teachings on the topics, a different way to absorb that information in case you don't love to read. I'm here teaching it to you as well. So the guide has, again, just about anything and everything on there. And again, what I love about the guide and also the membership itself, I know I've said this a few times, but the tagline is from peeing on a stick to holding your baby. This really is your roadmap for every step of the way in your pregnancy. Now, you might be someone who is 6 months into your pregnancy and you're thinking, well, this membership's not right for me. This book, like I've peed on the stick months ago, so this isn't going to work for me, or this isn't going to benefit me. Well, let me tell you, it absolutely does. So while you may be past some of the things as far as standard of care and policies and procedures and things like that, in some parts of this book, we talk about so much more than just what to expect at the hospital and through your prenatal care. So we talk about things, just for example, in the first trimester, we talk about things like reflecting on your first appointment and how your care provider made you feel. That can be at any appointment. I mean, yes, page 3, very beginning of this book, we talk about it there, but this really is pertinent information throughout your entire pregnancy. We talk about things like the difference between different birthplaces, different care providers. We talk about birth stats in the United States. That may not sound important to you, but if you are a mama and a family who knows that they at all costs would love to avoid a cesarean, which the majority of people having their babies would like to, it's important to know what the stats are for C-section rates in the United States versus other countries. And it's important to think about learning what your care provider and your hospital cesarean stats are. All of those things are important to you long beyond the first trimester. And so even though we talk about it in the first trimester in this membership and in the book, It is such crucial and helpful information for how the rest of your pregnancy goes. We also have something on every at the end of every trimester through this book too, a checklist. And so again, you might be 6 months into your pregnancy, but go back to the first trimester checklist or the second trimester checklist and see what kind of things are on there that maybe you haven't done or haven't thought through that you want to check off your list or even add to your list. So again, no matter where you're at in your pregnancy, this guide really can be your holy grail for what to expect. It is a literal roadmap. Again, something I'm really proud of, but something that I think can benefit absolutely anybody at any stage of their pregnancy. And so I wanted to share, I got a really beautiful message of feedback on the guide. And my friend who I gifted this book to for her pregnancy told me, and I want to preface this with saying, she is certifying as a doula. So she has had her eyes on a fair share of pregnancy and birth books just in her schooling alone. But this book specifically, the My Empowered Pregnancy Guide, she was reading for her second pregnancy with her second baby. So she says, your book is so great because it has all of the info you need, but laid out in a way that's so simple and not overwhelming. And that is the first time I can say that about a pregnancy book. It's amazing. And that feedback makes my heart sing, but it also is so much validation because that's what I wanted for you guys. That's all I want for women and families who are having a baby. There's so much to know and so many important things to know, but it's hard to digest it all. So this book is a really wonderful tool for that. And so again, pillar number 2 in the membership. Pillar number 3 is the Facebook community. And, Facebook has been around for a while, so I'm sure that you are used to how Facebook groups work. But really the point of this group is to be a safe place for you to do a couple things. One, to be in community with other moms, other families, other women who are going through the same things you are. I mean, you may be at different points in your pregnancy, but essentially you're going through the same things. And so building that community and having a community in pregnancy and in motherhood in general is so important. So I really wanted to include this community in this membership for a safe place for you to go and connect with other women and moms and parents that are going through the same thing you are. Now, the thing that is being added to the membership that will also take place in the community starting in October is really an opportunity to have an extension of your learning. So I have invited in several experts who are trusted partners of this membership. So we are going to hear from guest speakers that you'll have the opportunity to learn from. And we're talking about body workers like chiropractic care and why that's important during pregnancy and postpartum. We're going to talk to and hear from pelvic floor physical therapists, learn a little bit more about our pelvic floor, fitness specialists. If you're staying active or even just incorporating intentional movement throughout your pregnancy, there's an important and safe way you need to do that. And so I have professionals coming in to share those things with you. We'll have Reiki masters, meditation professionals, feeding specialists. I mean, the list goes on. And I am so excited to be able to not only welcome these women to the community for you to be able to further your education and build your birth team, but I'm so excited for you to be able to just hear from different people and learn something new. There's so much to be learned in the membership, and learning community is just such a big part of motherhood. So I'm really excited to be able to foster that in a couple different ways through the Facebook group. So that is the gist of the membership. I know it's a lot, and it's intentionally a lot because I want you to be totally prepared, excited, confident, and empowered going into your birth. You absolutely can have the birth of your dreams, and it might look different than someone else's birth of their dreams. But the first step in getting the birth that you want is learning about what birth actually looks like, what prenatal care actually looks like, and more importantly, what it looks like in the hospital with OBs and nurses and potential NICU teams and maternal fetal medicine. I mean, your birth team can be wide, and it should be. You should feel fully supported. And this education and this community is just one way that I want to provide that education, support, and empowerment to you. So, enrollment for the Empowered Pregnancy membership is always open. Again, we have something new happening starting in October with these partners coming in to really teach you all and spend time with you all within the community. But please join us. Join us at any time if October is not the right time for you. Reminder again, everything that we talk about is going to be beneficial no matter when you join us. So if you have any questions ever about any of my support, whether it be the membership or anything else, always please feel free to reach out to me. You can slide into my DMs at ebbirthing on Instagram, or you can email me at ebbirthing@gmail.com. I'm here for you every step of the way, no matter how your journey unfolds. I'm here to support you and empower you. So if I can help you in any way, please let me know. And you can expect to see Matt back for Partner Perspectives next month. All right, mamas, sending you love. Until next time.